with an interesting matchup because Colbert is from Brooklyn. He said, I'm a lights, camera, action guy. I love the lights. I love the camera. I'm definitely all about the action when we see it early against an up-and-comer in Josh Hernandez, the Windy City kid, only 23 years old, and a very likable guy with an interesting background, and he certainly has put up some impressive stats so far. So let's get a little bit more with our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Well, fans, from Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York, Premier Boxing Champions presents the Fox PBC Fight Night on Fox. Prelims on FS1, featured attraction of the evening, brought to you by Brooklyn Boxing, sponsored by MGM Resorts. Presenting our judges, scoring from ringside, John McKay, Kevin Morgan, and Waleska Roldan. All right, fans, here we go. 8 rounds of boxing scheduled in the super lightweight division. Super featherweights in the ring. Introducing to you first on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with blue and red trim, joining us from Chicago, Illinois. He weighed in at 130.5 pounds with a record of 8 wins, 1 loss. He has 7 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing Joshua Hernandez. And his opponent across the ring on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, the super featherweight featured attraction, scheduled for 8 rounds of action, wearing pink trunks with white trim, hailing from and proudly representing his home of Brooklyn, New York. He weighed in at 131 pounds, undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 9 wins, no losses, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Golden Child, Chris Little B. Hop Colbert. And our referee in charge now to give instructions for this bout, Eric Dolly. Once again, reminding you, super featherweights in the ring, 8 rounds of boxing scheduled.
I got to tell you, Chris, the last person I saw to pull off a flamboyant outfit like that was Jorge Paez or Hector Camacho.
Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck to both of you.
You were mentioning, Joe, the pink hair on Chris Colbert, and that the purpose is his mother battling breast cancer. She's doing all right, but he said he wants just to make everybody more aware, not just breast cancer, but a number of other friends, family, people he cares about, knows of, are in a battle with cancer, and the more he can do to help create awareness, he'll do it. And if it means pink hair in the ring and putting on a show, that's what Chris Colbert is hoping to do. Grew up in Flatbush, that part of Brooklyn, 9 siblings. Taking on Josh Hernandez.
Hernandez is a real strong puncher. He's got 7 knockouts out of 8 wins. But Colbert really is a flamboyant guy, and he's very interesting in the fighter meetings. And if he can fight as well as he talks, he's going to be great one day.
He was very entertaining to speak with. We're in that 130-pound category. Both of these guys on the lighter side of that. Hernandez fighting outside of Illinois for the first time. I mentioned Chicago is a fascinating story. Has a degree, graduated from DePaul University. He's a part-time, a substitute teacher for 6th graders in Chicago. Hernandez Middle School. No relation, obviously, with his name, Hernandez. But imagine, Lennox, if your substitute teacher comes in and you know he's a professional fighter, you're not getting out of line.
Not at all, not at all. I guess all the students must be well behaved.
I can't imagine you filling in, teaching a little history, unless it's boxing history, of course. Yeah, that's right. A little geography would be your subject, right?
Yeah.
Nice Kingdom, Canada.
Canada, Jamaica.
One thing, it didn't matter where you fought, you won. You dominated. We're with Lennox Lewis, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and legendary trainer Joe Ducey.
And you see right now, Colbert's already switched from right-handed to left-handed, and he's a very, you can tell athletically, he's very gifted. He's quick. He pulls the head in and out. He's slipping punches, turning. He's going to be a very difficult guy to catch clean.
Yeah, he mentioned when you said, hey, you're a southpaw. He goes, yeah, but I switch. I use the right hand as well. disadvantage, obviously. There's a right that landed to the side of the head.
Well, that's a rough tackle, so that means that not only is he a good boxer, he's also a rough kid, which can suit you well in this game.
These guys got to start it quickly. They meant business early.
That was a right from Colbert.
Colbert hit him with the right hand and then held him after. He should have just hit him with the left hand after that.
There's a left from Hernandez. Trying to work inside.
The impressive thing about Colbert, what he did there, he stepped in so quick with that jab right hand. And I think basically Hernandez's head got caught up under his left arm.
A couple of light body
Or else he
shots
probably would have thrown.
from Hernandez. Working inside here in the opening round.
Colbert not afraid to work on the inside with the heavier puncher, which, you know, means he's got a lot of faith in his defense.
Inside 10 rounds.
It's getting rough. A lot of hitting behind the head.
And this opening round scheduled for 8. There's a left. The right misses. The end of round 1. Chris Colbert, the boxer from Brooklyn. He can land him. There's the left. There's the right. And he looks the part. He feels the part.
Yeah, he definitely likes to look pretty.
He's pretty in pink so far. The greatest event in motorsports, the Daytona 500, and it kicks off the 2019 NASCAR season. Joey Logano is your NASCAR champ, a former Daytona 500 winner, February 17th on Fox. And we're live here on FS1 round 2.
Hernandez looks a little bit worn around the eye, like he got cut a little bit with a shot. He's got to be careful because it seems like he gets cut easy.
Hernandez has only been fighting for 3.5 years, 9 professional fights. Has been knocked out once.
Yeah, he avenged that loss. We have to say, you know, he avenged it well. Ooh, nice little right hand he landed off who got stuck up on the ropes there.
Yeah, the forehead of Hernandez marked up. And a right from Hernandez.
So body shots. Obviously, what the corner told Hernandez was to get on him and push him back and try to pin him on the ropes. Because that's really, if he lets Colbert circle him, he's too fast.
Colbert likes that. He likes the pressure like that. He likes the guy coming onto him so he can do what he wants to do. He wants to be able to throw shots. He wants to make it easy for himself. And what makes it easy for himself is if the guy's in front of him.
Right miss from Hernandez.
Well, Colbert does well, and see, turn him over the corner, put Hernandez back, and he slips off to the side real well. So he's looking for angles as well against Hernandez. He doesn't want to sit right in front of him all night.
Watch that elbow, watch that
I would
elbow.
want him to if I was his corner.
You heard our referee Eric Dolly say, watch that elbow.
Yeah, I told you, he's rough on the inside. Both these guys are rough on the inside.
The right misses again from Hernandez.
Hernandez is working good on the inside. That was real
That
low.
looked low.
And it affected him a little bit.
And he's getting a warning. Referee Eric Dolly.
But again, that's what Colbert kind of, you know, he brought that upon himself by sitting in the corner like that, and landing a nice double hook with his right hand.
Great double hook.
Great counter
Now,
puncher.
Hernandez told us, you know, and he came off as a cerebral fighter. He said, that first round, I'm going to observe and adjust.
Well, he's already bleeding from the nose and mouth right now because Colbert is landing some really good short shots on him. But Hernandez is landing some good body shots when he pins him. But he doesn't have the advantage when Colbert's on the outside like this.
Inside 30 seconds.
Colbert is southpaw right now, throwing that right hook. And that right hook is really effective for him. It's doing some proper damage.
You can see the punches landed on the part of Colbert, who it looks like, from our point of view, was the winner in round 1, round 2, and we're counting it down. Colbert trying to stay undefeated. Stings Hernandez with a left. After 2 rounds, the colorful Chris Colbert smiling. He can take it and he can dish it out. You're watching PBC on FS1. The challenger here, Josh Hernandez from Chicago. His only loss came on a first round TKO. That was back in 2017. as he is a little behind the undefeated Chris Colbert round 3.
Chris Colbert doesn't have a mark on him.
No, I really like the kid. I mean, a little overhand right. I like his style. I like the presence that he's got in the ring. I just like his flamboyance. I think he's going places.
Hernandez got that left to the chin, but it looked like it didn't bother Colbert at all, who's in that wardrobe setting up his opponent.
So he stepped back nice as
Bounced off the ropes.
As Hernandez came in, he stepped back with a great right hook. Colbert did. See, he always stepping back, looking to counter punch, and then quickly steps in with a little lead left hand.
Colbert gets good with his feet. He's moving around well.
And believe me, if you had a regular standard, really good fighter in front of Hernandez, he would probably shine right now. But he happens to be in front of a real awkward, athletic, flamboyant fighter who can fight.
Which makes it difficult for him.
Yeah.
Makes it difficult because he's not used to that type of fighter.
Well, how many guys are you going to ever see that fight like Colbert? It's not too often.
With pink hair.
And Colbert, he's thrown more punches and landed more punches in this super featherweight bout. Again, in that 100,
great right hand by
25, 30-pound range.
No, I can't keep track right now because he's orthodox, his southpaw is really switching it up.
Yeah, when he said he can mix it up, that's given Hernandez a tough time.
And you remember Colbert was telling us what a great street fighter was. I believe it now. He'd hate to mess with this guy in the street or in the ring.
Hernandez has Colbert in the corner. He landed a right. Colbert responds.
But he got counter-punched with a great left hook, right uppercut. I mean, he was just playing possum there, letting the punches bounce off his arm until he felt the counter coming.
Larry Hazard, unofficial score.
I have Colbert 20 to 18. Very exciting. Kid got a lot of class, coming in with the jab. He's showing a lot of basic skills. He's in total control of this fight. I have him 20-18, 2 rounds to 0.
Larry, appreciate that. Colbert began formal boxing at age 13 in the aftermath of some street fights. That was a local kid from Brooklyn.
Seems like Hernandez's corner told him, get him up against the ropes and then do some work. So he's trying to get him up against ropes. Not easy.
His father was a professional fighter, and he helps train amateur boxers. Oh, there's a left that landed on the side of the head of Josh Hernandez.
Hernandez is too close to him when he's got him up against the ropes. He needs to take a little bit of step back and give himself some punching room.
And you can see, Hernandez is a stylish puncher. He's a stylish fighter. He's just got a real tough dude in front of him. Wow. I mean, Colbert, let me tell you something. Look at him in the corner sitting here, just playing a little possum, and there's that little quick counter hook off the touch. He let Hernandez touch him with the hand and then countered him quick with the hook.
Top of the hour over at Fox. There is Keith Thurman. Hoping that hand and elbow, those injuries that have kept him out of the ring for almost 2 years, will hold up against the challenger Lopez, who says the timing, look at that focus. He says the timing couldn't be better for this opportunity for him, but a world title. It's coming up top of the hour on Fox. We're live here on FS1. Chris Colbert clearly ahead of Josh Hernandez.
Coming out as a southpaw, really effective right now. Doesn't have to do too much. Ooh, good uppercut.
Sweat flag, it landed.
I mean, that's a difficult punch to throw right there, that little right uppercut that Colbert threw.
He kind of lulled him into it.
He did.
With that right hand.
Right side of the forehead marked up on Hernandez.
He's got great timing, great reflexes, and like I said, look at that. I mean, you just can't teach that. And then gets out of the way after a great hook. And look, like I said, you put a standard fighter, good fighter in front of Hernandez, it's going to be, a guy that he's going to be able to handle. This is just an unusual guy. You're not going to see too many guys like Colbert.
Hernandez chasing. The right from Colbert.
Yeah, he went under with the right uppercut and over with the hook. 2 shots Hernandez never saw coming.
Colbert doesn't have to do too much because Hernandez is just coming to him. So he can fly off any combination he wishes. What's working for him right now is that southpaw stance, right hook, and the right uppercut.
In the corner, Colbert.
Stop.
The ref saying stop. A few body shots that were soft from Hernandez to the back of Colbert.
Two quick punches there for Colbert. And what it does is it makes Hernandez hesitant to bum rush inside on Colbert because he knows he's going to walk into some stiff punches.
Colbert is looking good, really good right now. His quickness, his speed of feet, speed of hands. Nobody can't touch him. He can do basically what he wants in there. He's using both hands effectively.
Hernandez taking some tough punches.
I got you. Step out.
Colbert started his career with 2 straight knockouts, but most recent fights, they've all lasted at least 6 rounds. We're scheduled for 8 here. Under 50 to go in the 4th round.
See, he's got a great explosion off his feet, Colbert, because he gets from point A to point B very quickly. And like right there is another example. But what he can do is he can hit you with long uppercuts, which normally is dangerous, but he gets away with it.
Whoa, because he's got great balance. Great footwork, and he gets himself in position with those feet.
You can leave yourself open and get, counter punch very easily on a long left uppercut or right uppercut, depending on which side, but he gets away with it.
Among his advantages, Lennox, it looks Colbert working inside, but he's got a reach advantage. Oh, there's a nice punch. Josh Hernandez trying to change the tempo of this fight, and we're right inside of it.
Well, exactly like the replay we showed from the last round. Colbert did the same thing, waving him into the corner here, because he's counter-punching beautifully.
Colbert wants him to come in the corner so he can take care of him with some uppercuts.
Halfway through this fight, later on Fox, we mentioned Lopez and Thurman. Heidi Andro moments ago caught up with the challenger.
Thank you very much, Chris. Well, Josecito, you told me you were going to have a virtual image of Robert Garcia tonight, but in fact you have the real man himself here. When did you find out that he was coming into town, and how did that all go down?
I've known for a little while, but I got the realistic man here himself, so I'm excited, man. I'm ready to go.
What does it mean to you knowing that he's missing his daughter's quinceañera?
Well, it's an important event, especially for us in the Latin community. It means a lot. It's my world title shot, and he's here for the biggest moment in my career. You
said that you expect the early rounds to be rough. What do you have to do early to make sure that you weather that storm?
I think I just need to dictate the pace and let them know that I'm here. I'm here to win.
All right, we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Josecito. Chris, we'll send it back out to you.
And Heidi, that's scheduled for 12. The World Welterweight Championship will be on the line, top of the hour on Fox. As we begin round 5, Colbert Hernandez. And there was a little bit of a trainer issue coming in terms of between Robert Eduardo, daughter celebrating 15 years, her birthday, wanted to be back with her and her friends in California, made the trip out to be here in the corner.
He did, and I think he owed it to Josecito. This is just too big of a fight for him not to show up. And look, he left it up to the rest of the family to take care of the daughter's kids. So,
we got some good action going on in there.
Yeah, Hernandez, and now
he's bringing it on a little bit more.
You heard Colbert complain, he's hitting me in my back.
You want to know where that energy is, B-House? That's where that energy is, baby. Off that order.
Colbert unofficially ahead on all 4 rounds, the first 4 rounds of this fight. Larry Hazard ringside with us.
Well, you see it just how quickly he can pivot around you as well. The kid is so athletic, so fleet of foot, and quick of hand. He's going to be, I think he's going
places.
Well,
for sure.
Remember, Josh Hernandez said I had to bring in some lefties to spar with to counter what Colbert can do.
You can't bring in anybody that can emulate this kid. There's no way. Now, here he is again. Now he's just looking for short punches. He's going to tuck and roll, keep his arms tucked in, wait for Hernandez to touch him on the arms, and come up the middle like that.
Gets a left inside.
All those are being blocked though. The only one landing is Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert landed a right to the head of Hernandez.
I got to step back. Good work.
And again, this is only the 9th fight for Colbert. He's just going to get better.
This He's a rising star. He's just going to get better.
Now Hernandez is trying to rough him up on the inside. He landed a decent left hook on him.
Yeah, but what he's doing is keeping his head in one place and he's getting hit with uppercuts easily.
Yeah, so he's using that elbow against, he's kind of pushing
The
down.
forearm.
Yeah.
That's a tactical move by Colbert.
And the ref is saying, watch that, watch that. Again, he does not seem to be bothered when he's on the ropes.
No, and to be fair to Hernandez, he's really trying hard. He's landing some decent body shots, but he's getting countered.
End of round 5. Oh, and a left that landed to the head of Josh Hernandez.
Yeah. This is Hernandez scoring early with a right. And here's Colbert coming right back with another right.
Josh Hernandez behind in this fight against Chris Colbert, smiling, pink hair for cancer awareness, and his mother recovering and working through breast cancer. You know, Colbert, we mentioned, started at 13. He got into a fight with a friend, and he said, let's settle it at the Atlas Cops and Kids Boxing Gym. It's a Brooklyn landmark, a mentoring center for neighborhood children, started by retired New York police officer Pat Russo and former trainer Teddy Atlas. And Colbert said, as soon as I walked in, I knew I was home. And he's developed ever since.
Believe it or not, I started the same way. I said, let's go down to the police boxing club.
A lot of good comes from that, and Colbert trying to push his record to 10-0 against a tough fighter from the Windy City, Josh Hernandez. Like a bit of a stumble there from Colbert.
Hernandez is walking into a right uppercut.
Not only that, Hernandez has got a nice mouse developing under his left eye right now. It's going to make his vision a little bit more difficult, but he's been hit all night on that side.
Said his best punch was a straight right. Have we seen that?
One.
Let's
check in with Heidi, who's listening in Josh Hernandez's corner.
That's right, Chris. His coach just told me they don't want him to, they said don't let him take that reach away. They want to use that to break his rhythm. He said he's too fit to let this slip away. Of course, he is a fitness instructor and a substitute teacher, so that all plays in here. Chris?
How about that advice, Joe?
Well, when he said don't take the distance away, I mean, look, he's going to get beat to the punch. When there's distance, he's just not fast enough to deal with Colbert's speed from the outside. His only chance is to be right here and hopefully land something of substance, because on the outside he's outgunned. He's got too much speed for Colbert.
Yeah, I think Hernandez has certainly fought a very professional type of fight. It's just, as you pointed out, the skill set. There seems to be a disproportionate advantage there for Colbert.
Plus, he's too far. He should give himself some punching room. He's smothering himself on the ropes right now, and he's allowing Colbert to really get off his shots, and Colbert's getting off some beautiful shots, some uppercuts. He's just waiting for Hernandez to throw a punch, and then he's just countering it. There you go.
That landed a right to the head.
But it's at least Hernandez gets some action going here. On the outside, he gets beat to the punch, and then gets turned, and he gets nothing done from the outside.
Inside of 30 seconds, round 6, you see the landed punches. That's just a gauge for you to see, and that's the way we've observed it here ringside, with Colbert in control of this fight.
He's saying come back in because he feels good in there. This is what he does in the gym practice.
Well, but Hernandez threw a nice right hand. He's sitting there, so it's his only shot. I think he should take advantage of the fact that Colbert's sitting there waiting for
But notice that right hand came from afar. He was very close.
Terrific exchanges from each of these fighters. The swords flying. Josh Hernandez is not going down easily, but an entertaining fight so far with Hernandez and Colbert.
Terrific fight. And look, Hernandez is doing his darndest to try to close the gap here and get something done. But, I've got Colbert, winning by a landslide right now.
Okay, and Larry Hazard, our ringside unofficial scorer, and he has it
right hand
every round going to Colbert so far.
Yeah, I've given Colbert every round thus far. I mean, Hernandez is trying, but Colbert's skill set is just a little bit too much for him.
We have not seen a knockdown yet, Larry. Not Hernandez, of his 8 wins, 7 have come by way of knockout. if he can pull that off here, because he is going to have to rally in round 7 of 8.
I was listening to his corner. His corner was saying short punches, Hernandez. So that's what they want him to throw, short punches, especially when he gets inside.
And Colbert doesn't look like a guy you can easily knock out.
No, and for a guy that could easily just box if he wanted to, Colbert, he's sitting in the pit with Hernandez, you know, duking it out.
And the referee's warning Hernandez because he's punching him in the back of the head and he's saying stop it.
Yeah, there was a left to the body and then a counter. And there goes Colbert. Boy, that speed you talked about, Joe, you can see it.
He's actually beating Hernandez at his own game. Hernandez's game is the inside against the guy like Colbert. But he's getting right there. He got hit with 3 great punches. A double hook and a left hand.
Seeing some blood on the body.
Colbert's defense is good. His hands is up, and his hands should be way up.
Of Josh Hernandez.
Hernandez's face really tells the tale. He's got blood coming from his nose, from his mouth, from his eye.
Forehead's been marked up. There's a right that lands to the side of the head of Hernandez.
Colbert's to a great right hand to the body. Right hand to the head. This is what he needs to do. But after doing that, he needs to move away from the ropes. Simple as that. Although he's getting a lot of glory on the ropes, he's not getting hurt, he's not getting hit.
Is it? And that's
where he likes to fight right now. He's calling him back in.
Well, he just feels he's the superior athlete right here on the ropes or in the middle of the ring, wherever he's at. He feels he can handle Hernandez no matter where he's at.
Yeah. Hernandez is still getting caught with that uppercut. He needs to step to the one side or the other so he doesn't get that straight shot.
It's out of 30. Colbert is...
Don't hit him in the back of the head. Let's go.
Colbert just took a peek over at Lennox Lewis.
I thought he was smiling maybe at you, Joe, as a traitor. Giving you good advice.
No, because Lennox is the star here.
Okay. As long as you know your place.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I'm sure you do. Joe Gruesome, Lennox Lewis. Chris fires on offense 1 as we wind up 7. And Josh Hernandez hanging in there against Chris Colbert. And the acknowledgement as Chris Colbert glanced over, that's at the former undisputed heavyweight champ of the world. He signals Lennox Lewis. And now let's listen into the corners of Colbert and Hernandez.
Look at me. We got to stop this thing. No, listen. You need to slow down. You need to slow this breathing down. Look at me. You got to stop. Listen to me. Remember that punch we worked in the gym? Yeah. That right hand right here? Remember that shot? Yeah. That shot, he's waiting for you. When he's leaving, put ice on my head.
Yeah, so now we're in the corner of Chris Colbert, clearly leading this fight. We apologize for some of the language you heard in the corner moments ago. Sometimes guys forget that they're live. I'm just trying to make a point with his fighter. And what was Hernandez, since he has to rally in this thing?
Hernandez was making one point. You need a knockout to win. And he was saying, go to that right hand that we worked on in the gym. And I think Hernandez has been going to that all fight. It's just to no avail.
In round 7, Hernandez landed the higher percentage of punches, believe it or not, but it's the impact. Colbert has landed maybe the more impactful punches.
Oh, a great exchange right there.
Final round.
Colbert landed, and then Hernandez came back with a counter punch, and then vice versa again.
Yeah, it's not going to take one punch to knock out Colbert.
Yeah, Colbert doesn't look tired at all. He does not look stressed. He's been smiling from the start.
Another good lead right hand by Hernandez right there.
Hernandez going for that shot. There's that right hand.
He's got to go for it.
The one his father was talking about, that little short right hand.
He's got to be careful because it's almost behind the head.
Miguel Macho Hernandez, his father had 32 pro fights back in 2003 through 2013 and trains his son.
So he knows what he's looking at.
Let's go, work out of here. Let him go, let him go.
I think he also knows that his son is way behind him, and it was obvious from the instructions of the corner.
But you've both been impressed with the way that Josh Hernandez has hung in there.
Absolutely. Not just hung in there, his effort. He's a tremendous effort.
To no avail.
A substitute school teacher who also helps in area gyms back in Chicago, whose dream is to be a champ one day. Heidi has more on Hernandez.
That's right, Chris. I just spoke to his corner. He told me that they really work that short right hand in the gym. They feel like they can knock him out. They've seen a tendency from Colbert when he leans right when he's in that orthodox stance, and that's when they want him to throw that short right hand.
Yeah, he said the straight right was his best punch.
Well, Hernandez just got hit with a nice right hand as Colbert was leaving the ropes. But the problem with that looking for the knockout, I don't think that's going to happen because Colbert keeps his hands up too well on the ropes, and he's too slick. And he's too fresh right now.
Yeah, it's not going to take one shot to knock him out. You need to throw a combination of different shots.
So even if he
and he's never been hurt yet. None of these punches have hurt him or even affected him.
Hernandez has not won unofficially one round in the previous 7. Unlikely to win this one despite all his effort.
I will tell you this, even though Colbert landed 2 great shots, Hernandez did come back with a couple of counters, landed a right hand and left hook on Colbert.
And back at Hernandez Middle School, those 6th graders that know their substitute teacher is a professional boxer, tuning in, watching, rooting for him. At least he shows great effort.
He's got 25 seconds to get it done if he's going to get it done. And he's not going to win a decision.
Colbert's doing the right thing. He's moving around, not getting hit sillily. Oh,
that's a wrestling move, a slip and a takedown.
Well, Colbert said, if I'm going to go down on accident, you're going to come with.
Make that clear, right, for the judges, the referee, and those watching. That landed on the chin of Hernandez. Showed a lot of fight. Couple of 20-year-olds going at it toe-to-toe, battling each other. Josh Hernandez hanging in there. Chris Colbert clearly seems to have dominated this fight without a knockdown, but we'll get the official result in a moment. You pick a fight with Chris Colbert, you're in trouble. He came out blazing. A great sport, though, against the challenger, the substitute teacher who taught us all a lesson about effort and determination, and Josh Hernandez. And now, to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of action, the judges are in complete agreement. As we go to the scorecards, our officials, all 3, score the bout the same. They all score the bout 79 to 73. All 3 in favor of the winner. And still undefeated, Brooklyn's golden child, Chris Little B. Hop Colbert.
And Little B. Hop, after Bernard Hopkins, styling and successful, the local kid makes good.